So we were talking earlier. Well, I was talking, and I couldn't hear if you were talking or not. You were probably saying, "Oh fuck," but about brakes and how hard it is to stop something that weighs 80,000 or 100 and some thousand pounds and all that. And the lives around you, including your own, are very, very much a truck driver's responsibility because what he does affects people in very dramatic ways. Everyone in front of him or in back of him that can possibly be affected is. Now, cars, yeah, maybe, but not so much, because in an argument between a truck and a car, usually the truck comes out on top, either figuratively or literally. But anyway, this one time, this guy was rolling down Highway 68 going into Bullhead City on the Arizona side. He'd blown past the pullout where it says check brakes here, and I always stopped whether I needed to check the brakes or not. Sometimes I'd take a nice nap, but here the guy is, and he was already in high gear, and he had his engine brake running, but it doesn't do a fuck of a lot of good at, say, 35 miles an hour. So I says to him, "Hey, you smell just like the brakes that Mom used to cook." And he says, yeah. I told him to calm down. It was obvious that he didn't know his brakes were on fire. So we get rolling down the road, and I tell him to let off the gas as much as possible, and keep dropping gears. And I finally got him down to where he was doing about 35, and the engine was running about 2,200. But it kept him from zooming into Bullhead City and being like that guy in the truck driving song, a feed store in Pagosa Springs. Well, this guy would have been inside something. So, after I got him going, well, for one thing, I told the guy to keep going and not to stop, even if there was a cop alongside of the road, which there had been usually. But after we got him where he was safe, this voice says over the radio, "You did a real excellent job getting that guy off the hill. Thanks." And I realized that was probably the cop who wasn't supposed to be here, so he just sort of turned his head and let the guy motor on by. And I've seen guys with their brakes on fire. There was this one guy in a big Peterbilt. That's what they called it, a humongous Peterbilt with a long nose. And I was getting out of line to pass people who were stopped at an intersection who wanted to make a turn on Highway 68 in the middle of the hill, the middle of the daytime, during daytime rush hour on a weekday. So I get almost all the way out, and I look in the mirror, and about 4 truck lengths behind me, there was a cloud of smoke, and I mean thick smoke. It obscured all the cars behind it, both lanes. And I, as quickly as I could, I zipped back inside after seeing that. And about time I got all the way in my lane, this guy blew by me at about 95. And he went into one of those runaway truck ramps with a great big clunky gravel on it and stuff. And you don't want to get in one of those because they're a bitch to get out of, and you wind up with a ticket and all that. And sometimes your whole truck can burn down in the runaway truck ramp. I didn't see if the guy's truck burnt down, but sure wouldn't have surprised me. Any fucking asshole had kicked it out of gear, bigger than dog shit, because I didn't hear any engine brake or engine over rev or anything like that. He was just flat ass booking it down this hill. Oh well.